against Arizona before being shut down by Washington State.
And the Buffs take second after day one of the RMISA ski tournament, and we get an inside look on the Pac-12 honors.
I'm Connor Hansen sitting alongside James Margulis. Welcome to Buff Sports Live.
On Sunday, the men's basketball team rode into the CU Event Center on a 4-game winning streak. The Buffs came away with their 5th straight, and Jack Stern was there with more.
Event Center, where the Colorado Buffaloes defeated the Arizona Wildcats 67-60 on Ricardo Allen Legacy Night, and they did it with good stellar guard play on a night when CU legend Chauncey Billups was in attendance. Shane Gatling and McKinley Wright both had outstanding performances. Lucas Seward had perhaps his best effort of the entire season, scoring 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting, including 2 of 5 from three-point land. And although Colorado got a gratifying win, a momentum-swinging one at that, as they get ready to head to the Pac-12 tournament in just under a month. Head coach Tad Boyle said after the game it would be nice to get a win at the McHale Center, where Colorado has not won a game since joining the Pac-12. Colorado has now won 5 straight as they head for probably their most pivotal road trip of the season against the Washington schools. It'll be key in determining seeding for the Pac-12 tournament and beyond as the Buffs try to earn their way into an NCAA tournament berth. Jack Stern, Buff Sports Live.
The men's basketball team took their 5-game winning streak to Pullman on Wednesday night against the Washington Huskies. It was a back-and-forth game with 14 lead changes and 5 ties in the second half. The Buffs were down by 2 with a few seconds left when McKinley Wright and Deshaun Schwartz missed 3-pointers that would have given Colorado the lead. Tyler Bay had another double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds, his 10th this season. Colorado will try to get back in position for a bye in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament tomorrow night against Washington.
The women's basketball team continues to struggle on the road as they take a tough loss to Arizona State. The Buffs' offense was off and on and finished 17 of 49 from the field. Senior Alexis Robinson led the team with a total of 13 points. Head coach J.R. Payne said, "I thought we really competed and battled. The lead got to 11 or so in the first half, and it got bigger and we got back into it." The Buffs' offense has continued to struggle lately as CU hit only 2 of 13 from three-point range and went 13 of 26 at the free throw line. Colorado takes on Arizona again this weekend for a rematch, hoping to finally get another road win.
The women's basketball team plays Washington State at home today, the final homestand of the season, and the final homestand for seniors Kennedy Leonard and Alexis Robinson. The Huskies come off 2 straight wins, scoring more than 90 points over the last 2 games. But remember, the last time the Buffs played at home, they won. They beat USC. We'll see if the Buffaloes can stop the hot shooting Huskies.
If you listen to the women's basketball games on the radio, you're very familiar with Carol Callion, the color analyst of the Colorado Basketball Network. She's been honored as the 2019 NAI Smith Outstanding Contributor to Women's Basketball. The award is given to people who make outstanding contributions and create long-lasting positive impacts on the game. Outside of the Colorado Basketball Network, Callion is heavily involved with the Team USA and the FIBA Competition Commission.
From exciting news we move to a sad story. Lena Takahashi is in studio to tell you more about a forever Buff who passed away last weekend.
We have some sad news to report. Forever Buff TJ Cunningham passed away earlier this week. He was just 46 years old. On Sunday, he got into an argument with his neighbor Marcus Johnson, who shot him 3 times, and he passed away in the hospital on Monday. Cunningham was a cornerback and a wide receiver here at CU from 1992 to 1995, recording 21 receptions and 239 yards. He was drafted by the Seahawks in the 6th round of the 1996 NFL Draft. Cunningham's NFL career ended after just 9 games and many injuries. So he came back to Colorado, working in Aurora Public Schools, most recently as the assistant principal of Hinckley Public School. Cunningham was also an active alum for the Buffaloes, working with the Buffs for Life initiative and current athletes. In a statement, Rick George said, "We were deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the death of TJ Cunningham. He was a good family man and had a strong passion for working with young people." Cunningham's funeral service will be held at 1 p.m. Monday, February 25th at the Heritage Christian Center in Aurora. He is survived by his wife and 5 children, and there's a GoFundMe page to help support his family. From all of us here at BuffSports Live, our thoughts and prayers are with his family at this time.
The men's basketball team is currently fighting for that top 4 spot in the Pac-12 standings, which would guarantee a bye in the conference tournament for a trivia question this week. We asked, when was the last time the Buffs finished in the top 4 in the Pac-12 standings? We'll have the answer for you at the end of the show.
After the break, we'll tell you all about the hockey teams. They're both looking ahead to the postseason.
And we'll tell you about the ski team, and some animals don't moose it.
Oh, wow.
CU's athletic department hosted their second annual Inclusive Sports Summit on Wednesday. In the summit, there were panel discussions and interactive presentations on social issues in sports and how the university can be more inclusive, specifically focusing on issues of mental health, mindset, and identity. Within athletics, the keynote speaker was Tamika Catchings, a 4-time Olympic medalist and 15-year WNBA vet. She shared her personal story as she recalled being bullied for her hearing disability. Catchings was upset by the teasing, so she got rid of her hearing aids and learned to read lips. And she was here sharing her inspiring story of how she succeeded despite her disability. After that, former Denver Bronco offensive tackle Ryan Harris shared the importance of vulnerability and having the right mindset. Harris said that NFL players don't like admitting their vulnerabilities, but once he did, he learned that a healthy mindset is about being honest with yourself. Harris urged athletes to reach out to teammates and support staff for help along the way. Overall, student athletes and the athletic department learned the importance of mental health issues facing student athletes today and how we can make a student athlete's life easier. I'm Alexis Smino, back to you at the desk.
Last weekend, the Buffaloes participated in the Rocky Mountain Showdown on ice against the CSU Rams. James was there. He has more.
I'm Mitchell Sanchez here with James Margulis for BuffSports Live. We're at the Epic Ice Arena in Fort Collins, Colorado. We just witnessed an overtime loss for the men's club hockey team, 4-3. What did you think about the first 2 periods, James?
Well, the first period, the Buffaloes came out super hot, getting a lot of opportunities and getting the puck towards the net, gave them a 2-0 lead going into the first intermission. The second period was a whole different story, though. Colorado State made the necessary changes they needed to, and they were doing exactly what the Buffaloes did in the first period. And after 2 periods of play, we were all tied up at 2.
So tied at 2, entering the third. In the third, with 10 minutes left, Colorado State scores, and I knew it would go into overtime because watching these Colorado players, the offense was just spectacular. But the defense from Colorado State was, I guess, more spectacular. I talked to a local reporter from CTV. His name was Hunter Fillmore. He had this to say about Colorado State's performance.
So the top performers today that I saw was Ben Joseph, who's been pretty consistent being up at the top. There was one performer who does lead the team most of the time, which is CJ Nishin, who went out and possibly has a concussion right now, and it was kind of a loss for CSU there.
So you've got your own stand-up to do. Can you tell me a little bit about CTV?
Yeah, so CTV is a TV station here. We're not affiliated with the Rams, but we do report on the Rams. It's on every night, every weeknight.
After a senior night goal last night, Chris Doyle came in again and tied it up in the third for Colorado, forcing it into overtime. James, tell me what you saw in overtime.
Well, this was the overtime of Joe Morgan keeping CSU in this game. Colorado had multiple opportunities to score, but Joe Morgan made every save in overtime, which led to a Colorado State goal, making this place go nuts.
And now the CSU fans had some words for Trunco. What did you hear?
Yeah, so Adam Trunco wasn't playing tonight, and the bench needed some more water, so naturally Adam Trunco went to go get some more water, and he certainly heard it from the Colorado State fans. He was getting chanted water boy at him, and there was this one fan in particular where you know what he said back?
What?
I didn't pay to get into this game. So there was a lot of chatter between Trunco and the CSU fans, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm sure it was. This whole game was fun to watch. Probably the most exciting for me. I was rinkside the whole time. It was great. Well, we'll wrap this up. My name is Mitchell Sanchez. For James Margulis, this is Buff Sports Live. Back to the desk.
The men's hockey team has two crucial home games coming up tonight and tomorrow night against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. They'll need to win both of these and get some help to make the playoffs. If you can't watch the games, you can watch it online. We will have the broadcast live. All you have to do is go to buffsports.live/hockey. One more time, that's buffsports.live/hockey. Did you get it? buffsports.live/hockey. Some members of the team are heading to the World University game this weekend. We talked to them about the postseason competition for this week's edition of Athletes of the Week.
I'm Trace Jablin. I'm a senior at University of Colorado Boulder, and I play forward. I'm playing at the World University Games in Krasnoyarsk, Russia for Team USA. I'm bringing along Coach Ballard with me and Joe Kinsella. It'll be nice to play with Joe because we've obviously built chemistry this year. We're on the ice a lot together for different special teams. Joe, his strength, and he's all strengths. I don't really see many weaknesses in his game. He's big, strong. He can play offense, defense. He's scary out there. No one wants to play against Joe, so he's just an all-around great defenseman.
When I heard the news that I was on the team, I immediately shared with my family, and they were super excited for me. They were shocked that it's in Siberia, Russia. I think everyone is going to share that common goal that we're missing school to go win a medal over in Russia. So I think it'll be easy to kind of bond as a group, and hopefully there's some eyes. Maybe I'll catch somebody's attention, and you never know what that can do for you later on in your career. So Trace, he's an excellent skater with the puck. He always has his head up. So playing with a lot of guys that are going to be able to make some plays with him is going to be a huge advantage for him. And I feel like with his speed, he's going to be able to make a lot of opportunities happen offensively.
A lot of people think small guys aren't good around in front of the net, but I love being in front of the net. I can squeeze in there and get to places where the big guys can't go. So we just got to get a plane ticket to New York, and then once we get there, I do what they say. Whatever they say goes.
My name is Eric Ballard. I'm the head coach of the University of Colorado men's Division I hockey team here in Boulder. I've been selected to represent the United States for the World University Games as an assistant coach. It's a dream come true. I mean, to represent the United States and the University of Colorado, it's a pinnacle of my career. Both Roger Grillo, the head coach, Nick Fabrini, the other assistant from Illinois, we talk once a week. We don't have a lot of time to prepare, about 4 days. So 4 days and we'll be playing hockey.
My name is Joe Kinsella.
My name is Trace Jablin, and I'm the Buff Sports Live Athlete of the Week.
The postseason is looking brighter for the women's hockey team. The 7th-ranked team looks to take the division championship for the second year in a row. They started the playoffs against the lead opponents today at City National Arena in Las Vegas. The Buffs beat Arizona State 2-0 this morning, and Game 2 is against Grand Canyon tonight. Winning the league tournament could help them secure a top 8 position, which would qualify them to compete in the national tournament this March. Wow, that's cool, playing where the stars play.
That's right. We'll have another star, a star that might not shine as bright, but Jack Stern is here to tell us all about lacrosse. Stick around.
Mascot in college athletics. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, and you're watching Buff Sports Live.
are the University of Colorado sailing team and still the only college sailing team in Colorado. Last year, we traveled to 5 regattas and hosted our own using a fleet we bought with community support.
This year, we're raising money to purchase a safety boat that will take care of our sailors and lead effective practices to get them in tip-top shape to kick stern at regattas.
Weather changes happen quickly in Colorado, so we need to be prepared in case anyone ends up in the water. A safety boat with a proper engine will help make sure we can get people and boats to safety in the event of a capsize.
Safety is our team's top priority, and this boat will help us prepare for worst-case scenarios. This boat will put us on track for being the safest, the fastest, and the most effective team in our conference.
Donate today to help us reach our $4,000 goal and get CU Sailing motivated. Share to everyone you know to spread the word. With your help, we will be on our way to be a safer and more successful program.
Welcome back to Buff Banter, or should I say Moose Banter. During the 10-kilometer freestyle race at the University of Alaska, senior skier Christina Ronaldson broke away from the pack with one other skier when an unexpected roadblock appeared. A moose appeared in the middle of the trail, forcing competitors to stop until the large beast finally cleared the trail. A couple of other skiers caught up to Ronaldson and unfortunately took the lead, dropping her down to 3rd place. Afterwards, CU Nordic coach Jana Warnenberger said it did interrupt the race a little bit, but I don't think it affected the results. The Buffs fell to 3rd place in the Pac-12 standings right before they head to the Alpine categories this upcoming weekend. What a crazy race, huh? Well, that's all I have for you this week. Don't forget to go out and support your Buffs. I'm Taylor Sadusky, and this is Buff Banter.
On Sunday, the Nordic ski team placed 3rd at the Alaska Anchorage Invitational. The Buffs had 2 top 10 finishes, with sophomore Hedda Bingman taking 2nd in the women's classic sprint races, putting her in the driver's seat in the classic race at the NCAA Championships. Bingman had the top seed in her first heat, while Eric Dankerud finished 6th in the men's race. CU scored a total of 312 points, falling right behind Denver and Utah. The Nordic teams will open on Wednesday with the RMISA Championship with 5 and 10K freestyle races at Governor's Park.
The ski team is in Alaska this week for the Rocky Mountain Intercollegiate Ski Association Championships. Yesterday, the Buffaloes had strong performances from the women's alpine team to put them 1st in the standings and 2nd place for the men. Behind Utah by just 1.5 points, the championships finish tomorrow.
The women's lacrosse team redeemed themselves after losing their home opener by defeating Virginia Tech on Saturday in the Hokies home arena. Senior Samantha Nemirov scored 5 goals, leading the Buffs to victory. Senior Miranda Stinson and freshman Charlie Rudy followed, scoring 4 points each. The Buffs led the game with 17-8 in draw controls and had a total of 34 shots over 22 shots from the Hokies.
Well, after experiencing the majesty that is the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, the lacrosse team had to come back home.
That's right. They're playing Stony Brook right now here at CU.
And lucky for you all, we've got the smartest man in all of sports in the studio to break it down.
Well, the lacrosse team trails the number 4 ranked Stony Brook Seawolves 11-3 with 15:21 to go in the second period. Miranda Stinson got the Buffs on the scoreboard early on with a goal at the end of the first period, and Samantha Nemirov added her 7th goal of the game as well. The game is actually being played indoors at the Champions Center, as temperatures are forecast for the low 20s with a chance of snow all day long. Fortunately, they're going to warm up to the upper 30s for Sunday for their matchup against the Michigan Wolverines, and I hope warmer weather brings them better luck as well. Guys?
Thanks, Jad. Following the Buffs' victory over Virginia Tech, the team moves up in the rankings. Before ranked 17th in the Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association, Colorado is now number 14. CU is currently in the top Pac-12 conference team and ranked 20th in both the Cascade Inside Lacrosse Media and Nike US Lacrosse Magazine polls.
Two Buffs received honors in the Pac-12 Conference Player of the Week. Sophomore Eliza Cahill was selected as the Defensive Player of the Week, this being her first weekly honor. And Miranda Stinson received her second weekly honor as she was named Offensive Player of the Week.
I don't know about you, but I'm a huge Miranda Stinson fan.
Well, personally, I'm a big fan of Colin Bailey, who's coming up next with Rapid Fire.
I'm Colin Bailey, and this is Rapid Fire. Coming soon.
Deserves a second look. Michael taking off, the patented tongue comes out. Just in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach out.
Pass in left wing, looks behind him, wide open, right wing, up top, open for three, fires.
Really good basketball, Mark. Unselfish, smart basketball.
Open for three, fires, nothing but nylon from downtown. Good ball move by Colorado.
Hi, I'm Colin Bailey with Rapid Fire. The CU ski team wraps up with the Alaska Anchorage Invitational on Saturday and continues to compete in the RMISA Championships tonight and Sunday. The men's basketball team looks to get back in their winning ways tomorrow as they take on the first-place Huskies in their last road game of the season. Tip-off is at 8:30 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. The women's lacrosse team continues non-conference play as they take on the Michigan Wolverines on Sunday at 12 p.m. Head over to Kittredge Field to support your Buffs or catch the game on live stream. The week wraps up with a battle of who will be in sole position of last place as the CU women's basketball team is at home taking on the Washington Huskies at 1 p.m. Make sure to make the trip out over to the CU Events Center to honor the seniors on senior night. And with many of our team's seasons coming to an end, it's even more important to get off the couch and support your Buffs as they head towards postseason play. But that's all for this week. Good luck to all of our teams, and Sco Buffs. Back to you.
Earlier in the show, we asked when was the last time the men's basketball team snagged a top 4 spot in the Pac-12 standings?
Well, the answer is back in the 2013-14 season when the Buffs found themselves in a 5-way tie for the 3rd spot, and because of overall winning percentage, the Buffs landed 4th.
Spencer Dinwiddie and Josh Scott were balling for the Buffs, capturing a 10-8 Pac-12 season.
That's our show for this week. I hear Connor has to go lead a tour group somewhere.
And James has to go to class. Oh, wait. That's not true.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
And happy birthday to a great Virginian, George Washington.
We'll see you next week back here on Buff Sports Live.